everybody to today's broadcast. I'm Dale with Realvolve and Firepoint, and joining me today is Krista Mashore, joining me from Brentwood, California area. And today we're talking about the ultimate virtual real estate business. And I just wanted to say that we're really grateful you're here today and we want your participation. So I'm going to be asking questions. Krista's going to be asking questions. So make sure to put in the Q&A section there or in the chat section so that we can have as interactive a webinar as possible. And I just wanted to introduce Krista really quick. Krista is a real estate coach. She's a team leader. She's a marketing expert, an author. She's written some really, really good books. They are some of the best, most focused books I've ever read on the real estate subject. And so, Krista, so glad to have you with us today.
That's nice. Thank you. I want to tell you too, I have a feeling this is going to last over an hour, and I have the time if you guys do. So I can stay longer if you need me to. I don't have anything until like later. So just wanted to put that out there. But thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. I'm going to close the window. We just did a presentation, it was like a week ago or something like that. And I think you and I have done, I was just thinking about this morning, you and I have done probably 15 or 20 webinars at least together in the last couple of years. And Chris and I have gotten to know each other. And one of the things that I've always been really impressed with when I get to interact with Krista's coaching clients, all the real estate agents and the team leaders that join her at her summits and online, they are just an amazing group of individuals that is focused on their business. They're focused on themselves and their families. And the success stories that I hear are just so inspiring. People turning their businesses around or taking it to the next level, breaking through the plateaus. And so it's a real treat to be able to continue to listen to you. And every time we do one of these, I learn something new. So again, thanks for joining us. If you're just arriving, please let us know in the chat that you can hear us. And I know everybody says that, but I just want to get you in the habit of going over to that chat and saying hi, because we're going to ask questions and we need your interaction.
Do you guys know something? High energy equals high income. What does that mean? That means when, and also there's two types of learning. There's natural learning and there's institutionalized learning. Natural learning is when you actually interact. And so we're going to pretend like you guys are right here with us, that we are doing an in-person seminar training. And so when we ask a question, we want you to yell it out. We want you to answer us and pretend like you're right here. And when you do that, research shows that you are more likely to implement what you're learning and you learn more quickly. I used to be a teacher, so I know that to be the case. So make sure you're paying attention and don't try to do a million things, like really focus, because we cannot multitask.
Great. Well, so Krista, tell us a little bit about your real estate business. And you and I were just chatting before, but tell us a little bit about your real estate business and why you wanted to talk about the ultimate virtual real estate business with our attendees today.
I know everyone needs it right now, right? So we have like 16 houses that we're closing since the pandemic, and we've been on shutdown. Like we have not been able to show houses, and we still have, we're closing 16 homes. We've got like 9 that are closing now. We've closed an enormous amount already this month. All virtually, right? So we've been able to meet buyers every once in a while, but most of them is not. We're meeting sellers virtually via Zoom and doing all of our online marketing. And the reason why people are coming to us is because of our online marketing. They understand that right now more than ever, you need to be online. So if you're here right now and you know you need to be online, I'm in California, say, I know I need to be online, right? So now the idea is not just to know it, but to actually do it. Right? So everyone knows for a long time they should be online. 99% of buyers start their home search online, right? So we want to show up where they're looking, when they're looking, but now we've been forced to. So I want to really encourage all of you to take it very, very serious. And now to consider this your opportunity to get to do what you've known you should have done a long time ago. Right now, like it's an opportunity that you get to start going online. So think of it that way.
Yeah, I love it. So you, this is kind of an essential thing right now, as you said. A lot of people just have to be way more online if they want to stay in business. But you've been doing this for a long time, right?
Yeah, a long time. If you read my book, Sell 100 Homes, it talks all about that. I have a new book coming out that basically talks again all about online. And, it's doable. So some people are really intimidated and worried about being online. And here's why I started. So I was a really big REO agent and foreclosure agent. And you know, I was selling over 100 REOs. My best year was 169 REOs I sold, and it was just me and an assistant and a transaction coordinator. And it was a really busy time for me. Well, all of a sudden the market changed and it got better, which was great for the economy. But I went from selling 169 homes to selling only 12, right? And it was because I was so focused on short sales and foreclosures. And I lost a listing one time, and I always called to find out why. And they said, well, you know, the last guy that was here called you the foreclosure queen. And I was like, oh my God, I am the foreclosure queen. That's true, right? So I made a commitment at that time to really start changing the way I was doing business. And I started researching what Fortune 500 companies do. How do they market? How do they, and they're all online, right? They have a servant mentality, and they're online all over the place. And so I want everyone to think of something. Why is it that McDonald's will spend, you know, millions and millions of dollars on at the football, what's it called? At the end of the year, what is it?
The Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl, yeah, sorry, okay, the Super Bowl. Why on the Super Bowl does McDonald's advertise? Everyone knows what McDonald's is. They advertise digitally so that everyone can see them, so they can expose themselves, okay? All the Fortune 500 companies do that. So we as real estate agents, we need to be more like McDonald's so that we don't turn into the travel agent who is extinct, or we don't turn into Toys R Us who is extinct. We want to become like Amazon, okay? And so we do that by adapting. You guys can't hear me that well?
I can hear you just fine. Some people said that your audio isn't as clear.
Really? Because if it's not, what I can do is I can go into my room. Want me to go into my podcast room real quick, Dale?
That just got louder. That sounds pretty good.
Is that better, everyone? Okay. Sorry. I'm glad you guys told me. I was looking for I saw that. So we want to be perfect. Great. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate your input. So we want to become more like we want to adapt to what's happening right now. And I really, truly believe that the real estate market, we've all known it was changing, but I believe it is never going to be the same again since all this is happening. And now more than ever, especially sellers, they know how important having an online presence is. Yesterday was one of the first listing appointments I've gone on in a long time. I haven't been going on them for the past couple of years because I'm focusing on my coaching. We're still closing an enormous amount of business. My team is doing it though. And I'm just like kind of the face of the company. And they said, I walked in, they're like, oh, Krista, we hired you because of your online presence. And the lady said to me, she goes, you know, I know a lot of realtors know now that they need to be doing this. She says, but you've always done it. And that's why we called you.
Yeah. So tell us about what you've learned and what you think people need to be doing right now to increase their virtual presence and their virtual business.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some examples. Okay. Christopher said he's a teacher in Citrus getting ready to jump full-time in real estate. Teachers do amazing. Just like, you know, I used to be a teacher, and my first broker told me teachers do really, really well. And that's because we're servants at heart. We love to teach and train, right? So what I want you to understand is that's what your job is. Your job is to teach people, to be the community market leader is what I call them. Your job is to be anything anyone thinks about their community or real estate, they should think about you because you are exposing yourself in that manner. So let me go ahead and I'm going to show you some examples of what it is that I'm doing, all right now. And again, it's all digital. And then we can walk through any of the strategy, but I kind of want to show you all the different online portals that I'm doing. Does that sound good to everyone to show you some? Okay. Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And the first thing I want to show you it was something that really, really helps me get a lot of seller leads. I know everyone likes seller leads, but let me explain something first that's really, really important. Okay. Research shows that it takes about 33 times for somebody to actually want to click on something that they see online. When I first started teaching this 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, it was 12 times. So it took 12 times before somebody would click. It's 33 times right now. And the reason being is because people are distracted with so much stuff. Okay. So what that means is that you have to develop someone's trust. Someone is more likely to click on your stuff once they know you, like you, and trust you. There's a reason why all of you are on this call right now. It's because you trust Realvolve. right? Realvolve has showed you that they are going to deliver immense value to you. So therefore, you are taking your very precious time to show up here on this training, okay? Had Realvolve and Firepoint not positioned themselves as the authority figure, you would not be here. So you either maybe have seen me, maybe you've listened to my podcast, maybe you've seen me on stage, you've read my book. So you're here because of that. And because Realvolve has positioned themselves as the expert. Is that correct? Right? Everyone should be saying, yes, that's why we're here, okay? Your job is to do that in your community. If you want someone to be able to reach out and say, hey, choose me, you need to establish yourself as the authority figure. The more that you can establish yourself as the authority figure in your sphere, okay, as a real estate agent, as a lender, the more they are going to want to click, the more likely they're going to convert, okay? So I tell people, it's like this. Let me just get this out here. And I've got a slide on this. I'm sorry, I was teaching earlier. But basically, I call it the 8 C's. You need to commit to consistently producing content correctly, okay? And when I say correctly, it means if you're producing content and you're putting stuff online but no one's seeing it, it's not doing you any good, okay? So if you can commit to consistently producing content, distributing it correctly, you are going to make a connection with people. And when you make a connection with people, you're more likely to convert those connections into clients and customers. Okay? How do we do that? We do that by meeting them in every single phase of the transaction where they're at. Okay, we have to understand something. This is like an infinity sign. It never stops, right? Your job is to give people information where they're at in the buying or selling process. Okay, so initially, people, you're going top of funnel. Funnels go down. Okay, top of funnel. So initially in this phase, people are getting they're becoming aware. AWARE. They're becoming aware of you, right? They're becoming aware. They don't know you. This is cold traffic. They're becoming aware. They're interested in doing something. And then all of a sudden, you want to take people from here to getting you to here. They start to like you, okay? They start to like you. When they're doing this, they're in a phase right here, everyone, where they're researching. The National Association of Realtors says that buyers absolutely start their home search 3 to 6 months before they take action. Sellers are doing the same thing, which means that we need to make them aware of us. Then we need to make them actually like us. So eventually they will trust us and see us as the authority figure. So we're going to continue to produce content and continue to bring people down our funnel. And I've got some examples of what funnels look like. The more that you can produce content, give them information, and give them value, the more likely that they are going to convert, okay? The more likely they're going to click on your ad. So you want to make sure that you're constantly producing content, giving information, giving value, tips and tricks, and helping people, okay? You only see the top 2 speakers because Jacob he's not showing his screen. That's why. So
well, if you guys want to see Krista full screen, there's some controls in your top right
watch.
that say speaker view.
Speaker view, and
Yep.
then you can see it gets big. So there's gallery view, then you can see everybody, or there's speaker view that shows the speaker. Okay, so then you see my big mug if you want to. So that might help some of you. So you want to make sure that when you are when you're creating your online content, that they're actually going to want to click on you, and you do that by letting them see you all the time, right? So that they trust you and they see you as the authority figure, all right? When you do that, and how do you do that, Krista? How do I do that? Well, I consistently produce content and I distribute it to my community online. I give tips and tricks about real estate, life hacks, right? Interviewing restaurants, interviewing local businesses, anything and everything that around the community. You're that person that's giving the community the information. Then they're going to click. Okay. Now let's go ahead and show you some of the things that we're doing right now, and then I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Now this right here is an example of a video that I created that's talking about virtual online open houses. Okay. Are you thinking of selling your home right now and you're really worried about what to do? Well, let me just give you one strategy that's awesome that can be done very, very well. It's an online virtual open house. Now, here's the thing. There's a strategy behind how to do this correctly, and it goes something like this. You have people actually register for the open house, so that way the agent have their contact information, so they can actually continue to market to them and follow up with them. We'll have the buyers actually show up virtually, and we'll walk them through an actual tour of the home. And it looks something like this. As you can see, we utilize virtual technology to actually do walkthrough tours on our homes. It's as if you're actually in the property right there. You can see every aspect of the house. You can measure the walls. You can actually walk through as if you were in the home right there. Now here's what we do. We actually meet online with these buyers, and we show them the property, and they're with us so they can answer questions. We can give them detailed information, and it's just as if they're actually walking through your home. So don't worry, here at Homes by Krista, we have digital marketing down to a T. We've been utilizing technology and innovation for years and years, and we actually specialize in doing things like this. So our properties, the people that we sell with, are not going to miss a beat. So for more information about these types of strategies and many more, how we can still help you sell your home during these crazy times, give us a call here at Homes by Krista, and we cannot wait to serve you. Okay, so that's an example of a video. Oops, let me go back to that we did. Now let me show you the example of the landing page that got them to go there in the first place. Okay, so now remember, the idea is to get them to, we wanted them to show up, right? And now, so I'm going to show you, where did it go? I think I got rid of it, so give me, no, hold on a second, everybody. Oh no, I somehow clicked out of it. I clicked out of it. I had everything on my screen ready to go, and I clicked out of it. So let me just go back on here and pull it up for you guys real quick. I had all my funnels and everything, and ready to rock, and so this will be very easily fixable. Okay, so let me show you an example of the ad that actually got them there, and then I will show you the actual open house. So here's an example of the ad that on Facebook, and a Facebook campaign that I did to get them to actually show up to the open house. Okay, can you see this? Join us for a virtual open house to tour one of our properties. How it works. Click the link below, blah, blah, blah. So this is an example of it. This is an ad thinking about buying a home, okay? Now remember, we're specifically targeting these type of videos to people that have already looked at properties online, and we're also targeting these to sellers so that sellers know that we do virtual online open houses, okay? So there's an example of that ad. Any questions on that? Go ahead and just ask them in the chat box so I can actually look at, so I can find my all the things that I had up that somehow I deleted. It'll just take me a second, and I'll be right here. Alex, any questions so far, everybody?
Why do you use Vimeo instead of YouTube?
So I just I put everything on YouTube, but certain things I want private and certain things I want public. So I absolutely use YouTube so that my community can see me, but I use Vimeo and storage because I do a lot of stuff for my coaching that I don't want everyone to see, just certain people. So that's the reason why you're seeing that. So here we go. Okay, let me go ahead and show you now some.
There's several more questions. You want me to ask the questions?
Yeah.
Who did you use for advertising these ads? Christopher asked. AdWorks or someone else or DIY?
Krista. So this is what I teach. I teach agents how to utilize Facebook and how to use targeting and retargeting and how to master Facebook. What I've found is there's not a company that can do it as well as we do. We teach it, and we actually have had people that do this for other agents go through our trainings. So we do it on our own.
And there's lots of questions about specific targeting and criteria and ad manager and things like that. So I'm going to skip those for now. There's also a question about Matterport.
Yeah, so that was a Matterport. We use Matterport. That was a Matterport tour that you saw right there. We also have the Matterport tour in our listing presentation. So basically, before I go on a listing presentation, I have a 20-minute video that basically shows all of the online marketing that we do that I send to sellers beforehand, and it shows examples of the reasons why they would want to hire us. One of them is how we use Matterport. We talk about Facebook advertising, why ours is actually done correctly. We show them how many hours of watch time we get on videos. So for example, I'll show you, this is an example of a home tour that we showed a seller saying, hey, if you look at this, the reason why you want to hire us over traditional agents is because we specialize in digital marketing and our videos gets an average of 500 plus hours of watch time. And then we show them, 3 or 4 examples of this. We show them examples of how our homes get, 150,000 views, 5,000 clicks, clicks and shares and comments and that type of thing because of how we utilize digital marketing. And then we might remind them that the reason why it's so important is because 67% of buyers will walk through a home they see online. So it's my job, my fiduciary obligation is to get your home in front of as many people as possible. So what I tell my students, and I'll tell all of you, you want to show, not tell. Okay, so one of the things I say is it's a buzz term right now that everyone's using, saying they use digital marketing, that they use social media, right? And then I show a comparison of here's how we do it, and here's the results that we get. Now here's other agents, I cross their name out and all that. And they're getting 20 views, 30 views, and you can see that we have 150,000 views, right? And then we show them the watch time and how that helps them and all that. When you can start to really master this type of thing, it really gives you your value add, right? So that way you're getting paid your full commission, you're beating other competitors, you're interviewing other people because you're showing what makes you so different than everyone else. That's why when Dale said earlier, he's amazed about the results that our students get. It's because we teach them how to have so many tools in their toolbox. It's impossible for them not to win, right? Because they show up and it's like, wow. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you now. And I think that I tried this one earlier. The link, for some reason, isn't working. So let me see if it's fixed. I don't know if it is. So let me show you the example of the online open house. Here we go. Hopefully it's working because it wasn't a second ago. Yeah, so let me it isn't the best example, but I can show you a couple of other ones. This is an example of a landing page that right now, for some reason, the link isn't working. It looks different than this, right? So I can show you, let me show you a different one. So to give you an idea of what it looks like, we'll just go ahead and we'll do a seller seminar file. This is kind of similar. So here's an example of a landing page, right, that somebody would go to. This is the same, looks very similar to this as the open house. The difference is it has the houses on it, and they can register to go to the online virtual open house. This is an online virtual seller seminar. So basically, there's a video that they go to in the beginning, all right? And I can play it if you guys want me to, let me know. And then they register to get access to the actual virtual online seller seminar, okay? And the reason we do this is because, number one, we're targeting sellers, and sometimes they're too busy. We really want to see them in person. Obviously, in person is always better, but if they don't have the time, or if you don't have the time, this is a great way to be in front of people. When they put their information in here, what happens is they get instant access to all of the different videos, right? And now they've got a video on take the pre-marketing quiz, pre-marketing timelines, timing, marketing your home evaluation, is Zillow accurate, what to disclose, receiving these are videos of every single thing you can think about buying a house, right? So basically what I'm doing is, and we take something similar to this, and we also target people who have, how come your home didn't sell? People that are expireds or for sale by owners. We teach this in the program as well. Instead of just calling a for sale by owner, creating a landing page that says, whyyourhomedidn'tsell.com, or, it didn't sell in Brentwood.com, whatever your landing page might be. And then you're going to tell them the reasons why their home didn't sell was because they didn't utilize digital marketing, properly expose it, and all of that. So, and then again, you can see here, we want them to schedule a call with us. We want them to do a free custom market analysis. But let me show you an example of a video that I think is important, because hopefully this will go big. I want to show you guys bigger. So any questions on that? So this again is a online virtual seller seminar. The online virtual open house looks very, very similar to that. What I want to do right here is, let me just stop share for 1 second. I want to show you an example of the video that they are getting I already showed you that. You already saw that. So we're good. Questions on that so far? I'd really like to focus on the virtual open house tours like the description stated. Can you show the virtual open house? So you saw the video I did, correct? So you saw the video and you saw the ad that I ran of the virtual open house. I have a whole slide and training on how to actually, like, what you would want to do when you did an online virtual open house. But I don't think that's the best thing to do right now, because it's really you saw the video, you saw the landing page. How more specific would you like me to be, Dale?
I don't know. I mean, we're still getting questions about very specific questions about your technology and the virtual open house and about targeting on Facebook, it looks like.
Okay, so first of all, understand that a few months ago, Facebook changed its, you have to click a box that says special ads category. Because of HUD and HUD's guidelines, you have to check a box that says special ads category anytime it's anything real estate related, because of the HUD's guidelines, okay? So it made it a little bit more difficult, but there's ways around it. And so when you're targeting people, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you an example so it's very easy for you to see it, okay? I'm going to show you what it looks like and how I do it, all right? I can't teach you how to target right now, but I can show you the strategy behind it. It's impossible to teach you how to do Facebook marketing in an hour, right? It'd be impossible for me to do so. So let me just show you this so you get an example of what and how I target people, okay? And the strategy behind it. So I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like so you get an idea of it, okay? If I can get on my slides here. These are great questions. I like it because I know exactly what you guys want, which is really, really great. Okay, so here we go. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to give you an example. Okay. So here is an example. I'm going to show this one first. Can you guys see that, Dale?
Yep, it's loading. Yep,
so
we can see it.
Remember, top of funnel. In the very beginning, this is where people don't know you, but you're always doing different types of campaigns on Facebook, depending on your, meaning sometimes you're doing campaigns to get people to know you. Sometimes you're doing campaigns that's designed towards people who like to watch video. Sometimes you're doing campaigns that are designed to get people to want to download a buyer's guide or a seller's guide, or that wants a home evaluation on their home, right? So you're constantly running different types of ads and with different objectives based upon where people are at in their cycle, okay? So let's just take top of funnel. This is like when no one knows you yet. You would use the reach objective on Facebook and run an ad, a video with the reach objective, which means you're reaching all of your community, okay, initially. And so you're going to do something on 3 musts when selling your home faster and for more money. So that's a video that you would target as just, you blast it out there to everyone, okay? Then people are watching that. The people that are watching that video, you're saying, okay, I want you to send another video similar that has to do with selling to these same people. So you're going to target people. You're going to retarget to them, meaning you're going to send the same people that watched the first video, another video regarding the exact same thing, because research shows, number one, that people are more likely to click and actually consume your content when it's based upon something that they're interested in. So I can tell Facebook, hey, I want to know everybody who watched this entire video. If you're watching an entire video on selling, most likely you're interested in selling, right? Yes. Okay. So then I'm going to send another video, 4 essential tips when selling your home faster and for more money. And then now at this point, people at first didn't know me. Now they're starting to get warmer on the second phase. They're getting to know me. They're starting to develop trust with me. Then I'm going to bring them down. Click here to find out an accurate value of your home. This is a CMA ad. This is people saying, hey, I want you to give me an evaluation. Those are hot leads. They've gone down the funnel. Okay. Meanwhile, as I'm doing this, I'm telling Facebook to retarget people, right? I'm saying create lookalike audiences for me, right? And I'm creating a custom audience to then future market to. Now, some of you are thinking this sounds really, really difficult, and it's something that needs to be learned, right? But it's so effective. This is how, we're able to get people to go from selling 2 houses in a year to selling, 63 within a 20-month period. This is how we get top producing agents to, we have one gal who's she was already selling over 100 homes. She did 293 homes last year. So she sold 188 more homes utilizing this type of strategy. So it absolutely does work. So for example, phase 1, cold traffic, using the reach objective. This is for buyers. 5 secrets for first-time buyers. Okay. People that watch that, Boom, I'm gonna say, great, now I'm gonna do a traffic objective. I'd really rather you do a video views objective next, actually. Then you're gonna send them the difference of a pre-approval versus a pre-qual. Remember, people are researching, okay, they're researching. And then next I'm gonna say, great, you know, you've watched 2 videos now on buying, now let me send you an open house list. Now let me send you your dream homes list, right? And so you know that if people are going down the funnel, these ones at the bottom are very, very interested in what it is that you have to sell, what it is that you have to offer, okay? That's what I want you to think of. Remember, know, like, trust, right? Brand awareness, you start generating leads, you start nurturing the leads, and you convert. Okay, that's where the conversion happens. Remember, commit to consistently producing content, distributing it correctly so people are seeing it. You're making more connections, so you're more likely to turn those connections into clients and customers. Okay? Any questions on that so far? Is that making sense to everybody? Got it? Okay. Perfect. Good. Awesome. Okay, so now let me talk about really very successful types of campaigns that we run. Okay, I want you to think about in your area. Number one, you've got to start doing video. I mean, I tell everyone video. If anybody asks me what's one thing I should do, Krista, right now to increase my business, I would say start using video and run ads behind the video. And here's why. You have to understand something. The reason why most people are not successful is because they're not doing it correctly. When you put your videos out there, Facebook is a business. They want your money. In order to stay alive, you need to pay them play. You got to pay to play, right? Yep. So what Facebook does is they only put you in front of people that already know you. Facebook's algorithm only puts you in front of your friends and family. That's it. You want to be in front of everyone else. You want everyone else to see you, right? So when other people start seeing you over and over and over again, you're talking about your community, you're talking about real estate, they start to see you as the expert. Brand new agents are actually start beating top producing agents using this strategy because they're top of mind. Okay. Also, your referrals go up because your past clients remember you. Past clients continue to work with you more often because they're seeing you all the time. Okay. So you want to be in front of people that don't see you as well as people that do. If you utilize this strategy correctly, you're going to retain more clients, you're going to get referred more, and they're going to resell and relist with you. Okay. Why? Because they're not forgetting about you. What happened? I mean, I'll tell you, I always tell the story. I bought a house 1.5 years ago. We built a home. We love our blind lady that did our blinds. We love the person that did our closets. I cannot refer them because I lost their information. I can't remember her name, and she's never once stayed in contact with me. I don't see her on social media or anything. I get asked all the time for blinds and closet people, and I can't even refer her because she hasn't stayed top of mind, and I liked her. How many times has it happened to you where you absolutely, now I can explain boosting in a second. How many times has it happened to you where you've gone to Home Depot and you see an old seller or buyer and they're like, I just bought a house, and you're all, great, why didn't you use me? You're thinking to yourself because you didn't stay top of mind. Right? And when you are consistently marketing where they are, which they're on Facebook, everyone's online. You go to the store, you go out to eat, and everyone's doing this. Everyone is online. We have to be showing up where our people are looking, and they are looking online. Boosting does not work well, and here's why. The whole reason why you use Facebook's ad manager account is because you want to target people and retarget people and create lookalike audiences. You want to create campaigns based upon what they're doing and reach those certain people. The retargeting aspect is where all the gold comes. Just boosting it, yes, more people see you, but you can't take it to that next level, right? And give them content based upon what they're doing. Am I working with somebody who's a first-time home buyer? Am I working with somebody who wants to sell, who wants to buy, move up, move down, credit repair? I mean, you want to be giving the right content to the right people so they'll convert. Okay, that's why it's so important. Let me show you.
So Jim asked a good question too, and I know you wanted to get to the Facebook boost question, but Jim asked, how do you know when it's too much or overload them to the point of avoidance?
Okay, so you can set your ads, to only run a certain amount of time, but remember, it takes 33 times for somebody to see you. And people are distracted. So they're not like, if you show up twice a day on their feed, it's not too much, right? Or once a day on their feed, it's not too much because they're not seeing it all the time. They might see it, but they don't really see it. And you want to become top of mind. I mean, you know that you've hit the jackpot when you hear from somebody, I see you everywhere. You want to hear that. I see you everywhere. When you hear that, you know, okay, it's working. This is working. I'm doing this correctly. Okay?
So Facebook boosts.
We just talked about that with you can't retarget, you can't give them exact information. I mean, it's helpful, but it's not as helpful as doing it the right way because you want to give them information based upon what they're doing and what they're interested in. That's how you're more likely to convert, right? I want to give seller stuff. I also want to have people see me, you know, that just like to watch videos. You can say, Facebook, I want you to show my video to people who like to watch videos, and I'm going to be doing a community, like interviewing a restaurant or talking about new local hotspots or fun things to do. You don't just want it to be real estate. You want to be able to do all of things. So Paulo says, what did I do to see Krista in all my feeds? So here's the deal. That's what I'm doing nationally, okay? That's what we teach you to do locally. Now imagine how powerful that is, that you can start people to start seeing you all the time in your local area. That's what we can do at a national level. Imagine how what we can teach you on a local level. That's what you want to start seeing. So the difference between boosting and an ad is when you just boost a post, it's just more people are seeing it. You're paying to have more exposure. But when you run an ad behind it, then you can actually start using the targeting features and the retargeting features and putting the right content into the right people that can and bring them down your funnel. The idea is to get them to go from here to here, right? And then you can focus on these people. So for example, you know, you want people to request a CMA from you, right? A market analysis. And let me just give you an example of that. Now, here's an example. So share.
And I'll just say something too. I mean, what people need to understand about Facebook is that you don't always see everything that your friends post in your feed. So if you scrolled forever, you wouldn't see everything that all of your friends had ever posted. They have an algorithm that's delivering content in the smartest way possible to get you to stay on their website. So when you're taking advantage of the boost, you're just getting more of that same basic algorithm, and the ads are run on a whole different platform with targeting, and you can blast it out to a lot more people if you want to, or a more targeted group if you want to.
More targeted, yeah. So okay, I want you to understand something too. Marketing is not, when you think marketing, you need to think attraction. Marketing is not just your logos or your website or your colors. Yes, it has to do with that, but it also has to do with when you market correctly, people are raising their hand and they're saying, I want you to give me more of what you have. I want you to give me more of what you're producing. So here's an example. Had three CMA requests this week, 2 2-step and 1 1-step. That means somebody said, I want you to give me a home evaluation. A 2-step means they gave you their name, their phone number, their email address, because she was targeting people via a seller campaign. Okay, here's this one. I'm almost overwhelmed with the CMA request and the follow-ups, not complaining. Okay, just got another 2-step. That makes 4 this week. Just received my 4th CMA request. That makes 2 2-steps and 2 1-steps since Friday. Now that is from online targeting. Somebody's saying, I would like you to give me a home evaluation on my home because you've properly targeted them. Okay. Then when you get there, so then you follow that with our wonderful workflow we have in FirePoint and Realvolve, right? It's called a CMA drop off. Then we give them a seller guide. Then I send them a copy of my seller book, digital seller book. Then we send them a copy of other homes we've sold in the area, right? Then we send them our listing presentation that we do online, right? We send them the seller seminar. That's all a part of a workflow, again, all online. And we still do normal things like we drop off a market plan. So we literally, I drop this off. I drop off this to their home. Before listing presentation, I drop off this to their home. And it looks prettier now. We changed our marketing. But prior to actually going, you know, after the CMA drop off, right before the listing presentation. So we're taking it one step further and not just doing things online, but we're doing things that most agents will never take the time to do, right? Most agents will never drop off something beforehand. We do all those little things to ensure that we have more leverage, more tools in our toolbox to be able to beat out someone else.
So Chris, I have a question. When you're doing those, so I love how you're doing all this targeting on Facebook to generate these leads, and especially to get these CMA really high quality seller leads. What about do you send then like invitations to these virtual open houses through Facebook ads
Yep.
and through email?
We do both.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're targeting your
One,
whole, like a whole database of leads that you might have generated in the last 3 months or something like that, and sending them the invitation to those virtual open houses.
absolutely. So we can basically target people that were looking at our stuff 3 to 6 months ago. We're retargeting these things to them, and we tell the sellers, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, we are purposely targeting people that looked at homes similar to yours 3 to 6 months ago, because the National Association of Realtors shows that buyers start their home search 3 to 6 months before. So we have the ability to show people homes exactly like yours with your specs to people that viewed them earlier. Right? And again, all that goes into FirePoint and Realvolve through our workflows. We email it to our database. We email it to people that have already subscribed, because anytime somebody clicks on something in Facebook, we zap them into FirePoint and Realvolve, right? As a buyer or as an open house type of a list. I want you to think of, the people always ask me, what things should I create? Okay. And the things that you should be creating are things that are highly desirable. So for example, in my area, everybody likes single-story homes with pools. So we have a single-story home pool list that we do an ad on Facebook, so people can ask for a single-story pool list. If maybe a 4-car garage is really important, or a certain style of home, or a certain neighborhood, you can do request your list of homes in X neighborhood. Doing an open house list, right? When people can do open houses. So think about things that, and remember, you're going to be targeting people or giving them things that would be of interest to them based upon where they came at in your funnel and how you're tagging them. You want to make sure that everyone is being tagged from online, so you're giving them the right content. And remember, sellers become buyers as well. Okay, so 40% of sellers will become buyers, so don't not give them any buyer stuff, give them buyer stuff as well. So Jason said, how long does it take to see traditional results of your social media efforts? So it depends upon how consistent you are, number one. Okay, if you're super consistent, we find like the magic number is right around 4 to 5 months. I know some of you are thinking like, that's a long time. Oh my gosh, 4 to 5 months. But think about what happens, okay, with momentum, all right? So when you start doing something, it's usually kind of like this, okay? It's kind of flat, because people are getting to know you, like, and trust, right? And also you're really trying to figure out what they're interested in, okay? But then all of a sudden it kind of starts to go like this, right? It starts to go up, but then all of a sudden it just does this. That is how momentum happens, and that is how Facebook happens. I'll give you an example of that, my own personal experience. I have 4 of these 2 Comma Club awards. What those are, one is on its way. It's been like 6 months, it's been on its way. So what that means is I created a funnel, a digital marketing funnel, where I made over $1 million on one funnel, okay? The first funnel, it took me 11 months to get. 11 months for my first one. Then within 6 months, I got 3 more, okay, within a 6-month time frame. I don't think it was even 6 months. I think it was closer to 5. And it was like, wow. I mean, I had the momentum going, and people got to know me. Okay, makes sense. That's the same thing with real estate. The strategy that to have you see me on your leads is the exact same strategy that we've been doing in real estate locally, right? It's all having a really heavy online presence.
So Anna asked, Dale, are you with Realvolve? If so, are you and Krista going to talk about what are the best workflows to use? Yes, I am with Realvolve, and but no, we weren't planning on talking about workflows right now. Do you have a specific question about workflows? I mean, I guess Krista, at what point in your funnel, because I know you're using like ClickFunnels and some other marketing automation tools, at what point do you put people on a workflow typically in Realvolve?
Instantly.
Okay.
So as soon as we've got a workflow for everything: buyer workflow, seller workflow, credit repair workflow, CMA drop off workflow. We've got a workflow for they went on a listing presentation. Did we get it? Did we not? Right? Meta buyer workflow for everything, because we want to make sure that we're always top of mind and we don't forget anything. So, and here's what I tell people, it can be difficult to start, like when you think about, oh my God, I did all these workflows. Well, just take one at a time. Just do one at a time. Who's your focus? Are you focusing on buyers or sellers? And then start with that workflow. right? One of the biggest mistakes that I've made, Krista has a burst of energy. I do. I have a lot of energy. I don't even do any caffeine either. She's naturally like this. But when you're who do you want to work with? You want to work with buyers or sellers, right? And then just start with that workflow with whoever you're interested in working with most. Biggest mistake I ever made was not having a good CRM soon enough. I thought my clients would always come back to me because they love me and I do a great job because I do, but they forgot about me because I didn't have my CRM. So it's really important to have a good CRM.
So 2 questions in a row about budget, about a marketing budget.
So I spend $200 on every single video that I do. Okay. And when I do that, but let me explain to you. So I'm just going to show you a couple of these right now. And I'm going to show you why, and I'll show you my screen in a second. Just give me a second here. I'm going to show you why. Okay, I get that. That makes sense to me. So, and I want you to think about how much time you spend, and how much money you spend on an open house. Or think about how much money are you losing because you're not doing it. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen right here real quickly. Here we go. Share. Okay, so Mr. Seller, the reason why you want to hire me is because the National Association of Realtors shows that 67% of buyers will walk through a home that they see online. Mr. Seller, here's just a few examples of some of the homes that I sell, and this is an example of how many hours of watch time that we get on each video. 555 hours, 357 hours, 394 hours. Now, if you just take this one right here, 555 hours on a 2-minute video, that means I had 16,500 people watch this one home tour. Here's an example showing that we reached 132,000 people. Here's one showing we reached 76,000 people, okay? Again, show, not tell. So I'm spending only about $200 on each of those videos to get that. We have, we can show sellers that we can get 75 hours of watch time in a 48-hour period. The 2 most important, when is the most important time a house gets when you first list it, we can show them how we can get over 75 hours of watch time in a 48-hour period. That's very powerful. And all that goes into the presentation when we meet them. So let me ask you something. There's something called a parasocial relationship. All right. This is a study that was done that showed that because of when we're younger, we used to watch TV. Okay. It's not sharing anymore, right?
No.
Okay. That we start to develop a relationship with the person that we see on the other side of the screen. Okay. So, they start to see us as the authority figure and as the leader. Research also shows that the more you see somebody, the more you go to like them. So even if you didn't like them before, the more you see them, the more you go to like them. Imagine how powerful it is that I'm getting 500 hours, 400 hours, 300 hours of watch time of people seeing me and my properties. And then the sellers are getting the benefit of me exposing their home. How powerful is that when I go there? So I always do $100 on reach, $100 on video views, those objectives, and run my campaigns around them because I want everyone to see me in my community. And then I also want people that like to watch video for Facebook to push my ads to people that like to watch video because they're more likely to watch it. Okay. So, and I know it's can sound kind of scary, it can sound kind of scary. And Cindy said, can you share your screen and do an actual Facebook ad? I can't, it'll take too much time. You won't learn anything anyways from just doing one. What I tell my students is they literally have to they have to do it 5 or 6 times and then just keep doing it. Right. So at first what takes them, 2 hours to do, within 2 months, it'll take them 10 minutes and they can do it with their eyes closed, because they do it so much. It's just a lot of repetition, but I don't think that's the best way to use our time right now. It's really hard to teach, the step-by-step. I can tell you the whys and the objectives and all that, but to teach the technical stuff is very, very difficult in such a short time. And I think we'd be doing a disservice to everybody else. What do you think is the best time of day to post ads? So research shows that if you post on Thursdays, instead of Tuesdays, you get way more engagement on a Thursday than you do on a Tuesday, okay? Also, you want to think about when are people on Facebook? They're on Facebook in the mornings when they're driving to work, right? And they're on Facebooks during their lunchtime, and they're on Facebook during after work, dinner time on their way home from work, commuting, that kind of thing. So we like to post ads on those times, but remember, we're also paying to make sure that our ads are being exposed when people are on there. So it doesn't make that much of a difference. I will tell you that when I have a listing, I like my at least get on there by Thursday if I'm having, if it's going to be active that next week, because I want people to be seeing it that are probably going to be going out on the weekends.
So Jason asked, if you're just getting started in social media, would you recommend to focus on Instagram and Facebook first to gain the most traction?
So so first of all, Instagram is more for millennials. Facebook is more for older. We do both, but I think that Facebook by far is the most effective way to market on any of your properties, because people spend an average of 2.3 hours a day on social media, on all the social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. And the last time I did research, it showed that on Facebook alone, people go there over 17 times a day and they spend 53 minutes a day just on Facebook. Plus, the buyers that I'm looking for and the sellers that I'm looking for, the demographic is more on Facebook than Instagram. And also you can do longer watch time on Facebook than you can on Instagram. But I will tell you one thing, whatever you do one and master it and learn to do it the correct way before you jack of all trades, master of none. You want to be a master of one, learn, implement, master, repeat, and then learn a new platform once you've mastered the first. And somebody asked a good question, $200 over what time period? So usually, Nancy, that's over about no more than 2 weeks. Sometimes it's even like 10 days, right? But I'm always running different campaigns. So like I might have campaigns I'm running right now. Okay, there's months where I was $5,000 on Facebook ads, but when in real estate, when you can make over $1 million with that. So to me, it's worth it. You have to also understand something else. People will say, well, what does it cost per lead? You can't even always, it's not just about the leads that you're getting or people downloading stuff. When you properly utilize social media to get as much exposure as possible, you can't quantify it because your referrals go up, you get more appointments because people are just seeing you all the time, right? So they might not download a guide or anything, but because they're constantly seeing you and in their eyes, they're seeing you as the authority figure, your phone is ringing. Okay. We've had brand new agents get best realtor, and they have barely even sold a house yet because people's perception is that they're doing a lot of business because is this helpful? I'm hoping. More questions. Okay, good, Jason. Good. Okay, let me show you guys a couple more. You guys are the best. Thank you. Let me show you guys a couple more. Let me see, escape. A couple more campaigns so you can kind of get an idea of some of the things that we do. Here's an example of our share. An example of our CMA workflow request. But remember something, okay? They're clicking on this for a reason. It's not like they're just clicking on it. It's because I've targeted them and I've developed their respect, right? They're clicking on this because they've gone down my funnel. That's why it's so effective. So here's an example of I'll just read it. Hi there, Krista Mashore, Homes by Krista. So you've landed on this page because you're wanting a market analysis on the value of your property. The only way I can get that to you is if I know your email address and if I know the address of your property. So do me a favor, fill out the information below. All I need is your email address and your property address, and we'll get that over to you right away. Thanks so much and make it a great day. Okay, easy. And then they learn a little bit about us. They're clicking here. Click here to get started. They put their information in. And then it's going to send them a thing. Now here, one more. Thanks so much for the information. Listen, I'd like to give you as detailed a report as possible. You want to know a more precise value of your home. So if you fill out a little bit more information below, we'll be able to give you a much more detailed, accurate value of what we feel your home is worth. So answer the few questions for us and look for the report not only in your email box, but also on your front porch. Okay, so then here it says I want to sell my home in the next 3 to 6 months, right? Tell me a little bit about the upgrades they have. They list them there. What's your unique features? Do I have a pool? That kind of thing, and they get their free report, okay? For a buyer one that we have a question on there, which is really, really awesome, and it says do you want to know about how you can get, free programs to get additional money to help you qualify for a home. They're like, yeah, I want that. Like, who would say no to that, right? That's a really, really good way to get them to want to give us their information and download their stuff. Okay. Remember. The more that content speaks directly to somebody's wants, the more they're going to click. The more that you develop yourself as the expert and you develop trust, the more they're going to click. That's why you see this, everyone. That's why it goes like this. Because it takes a little bit of time for people to establish you as the leader. And then once they do, all of a sudden it's like, wow, you know, like it works. It works for new agents and old agents alike. I just want to show you something which is really, really cool here. So if you look at this stat, because some of you are thinking, well, this doesn't work, you know, it won't work for me. But look at Eric. It says, not only has Krista's coaching helped me immunize my business from the coronavirus, it's actually thriving more than it ever has in 3 years in the industry. Last year, January to April, before Krista's program, a strong market, I only made $9,000. This year, January to April, in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, I've made $54,939. Okay, so I don't want you to think that it's like, oh, this can't happen. You know, to me, it can. Like Alicia went from doing 105 transactions to the next, you know, 12 months later, doing 201 to 293. So she was already a top producer doing well. And then we've got brand new agents, you know, that are newer to the area, right? Newer to the business that are doing really, really well as well. So it really, really does work. Here's an example. 8 referrals in the past 2 weeks, translating into 12 contracts, sell and buy. Okay. Why? Because we can't forget you. Alex used to be like a phone guy. He would do all cold calling, does no cold calling now. All right. Just based upon changing the strategies on what you're doing. Your average price point can go up. Right? Here's you know, there's just a lot of stories, right? We have a gal named Leslie Bennett. She went from doing 2 deals to I think 23 or 24 to 63, right? New agent. And the reason being is because when you start reaching people where they're looking, so they actually see you, and then showing up and having your unique value add, you become recession proof. You become Zillow proof, discount broker proof. Okay? And that's what I want you to start thinking is, okay, I know I need to do this, but now how do I, and if you read this book, it'll really help you, right? Like, go on, this book will help you. A lot of what I'm talking about is in here, and we give more of the detail on it. This will really, really help with, you know, you get it started on it. Oh, I also have a free challenge that I'm doing. We teach some really great strategies. If you go to KristaMashore.com/challenge, you'll get 20 days of coaching directly with me. So it's a 15-day challenge, 5-day of pre-challenge. It's free right now because of the pandemic. And literally you get a training for me for 15 days, 20 days, and then I go live as well, a half an hour every single day. So it's a lot about the strategy, the how-to. We teach you how to feel comfortable using video because so many people are so freaked out about video, right? They're so stressed about it. And if you ask 100 people if they like doing video, 2 will say yes, and they're weird. The other 98, they don't like it, right? I do not like doing video either. I used to hate it, but I'm good at it now. Everyone thinks that just because I'm so outgoing that I like doing video. No, I was terrible. It's hard for me. I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the way I look, whatever else, but you just get better. So this challenge, absolutely, Liz, we do all of our own landing pages. We do everything. Everything that you're seeing is all done by my team and me. Okay. But if you go to KristaMashore.com/challenge, you can sign up for free. There's no gimmicks. There's no nothing. You literally will get coaching by me. And the reason I'm doing that, let me just be very honest. The reason I'm doing it is because I know you're going to get so much value out of that challenge. You're going to be like, holy man, if she's doing this for free, what is it going to look like when I actually pay her to coach? Okay. That's the reason I do it. And that's the reason what you're doing the same thing, right? You want to give value, develop relationships with people. So it gives them a reason to want to work with you. Okay. The URL, it's KristaMashore.com/challenge. KristaMashore.com/challenge. So no, if you do the actual coaching, absolutely. We teach you how to do all of this when you actually in the coaching. Absolutely. We teach you it all. It's not something you can learn overnight, though. I mean, it does take a little bit of time. I tell everyone, like, they're basically getting a master's degree in digital marketing. So, you don't get your master's degree in a day, but I'll tell you what, within a month or two, you're doing way more than your competitors are, right? Which is a good thing. You know what
So
I'll
we
tell you? Go ahead.
no, you go ahead. I'll
Jason,
ask.
sign up for the challenge is what I'll tell you to do. I don't go over coach pricing, but we've got pricing all different levels to meet all different people's needs, and we won't take you if we don't think we can help you. I mean, honestly, we have turned people down. We have a no a-hole policy, so if you're an a-hole, don't sign up. We're very strict about like Dale said, he's so surprised about how good our culture is, and that's because we only take people that are solution-based thinkers, people that are coachable and that will actually do the work, and all that. So I have different types of cameras. Mostly, Kelly, just use your cell phone. You got a cell phone? That will work. Don't worry about being all perfect and getting all the great equipment. If you got a cell phone, that'll work for you. Everyone, what I find is a lot of people are like they let the technical stuff get in their way, like green screen and microphone and all this stuff. No, just start. Be perfectly imperfect. You saw my video on there. It wasn't anything special. That was just from my cell phone. And I even made a mistake and kind of like, who cares? People like imperfection, right? Be perfectly imperfect. People, they like imperfection. One time I was doing a video at a house and like, it was the coolest thing. I was recording a video and all of a sudden this guy like starts mowing his lawn. I'm like, hey! And he's like, turns it on. He's like, yeah. I'm like, can you just give me like 1 minute before you mow your lawn? I'm recording a video. And he's like, no problem. We got it on video and it was like the coolest thing ever, right? So people love that kind of stuff too.
So in the Q&A section, there's 3 questions about CRMs. So I guess just to sum it up, what's your favorite CRM and what do you look for?
So my favorite CRM is obviously Realvolve and FirePoint. That's what I use. We have I have over 100 workflows in there, don't I?
Yeah.
We have like over 100 workflows in there. We give all of our workflows to our students when they join, and they have access to all of that. It is absolutely I've done, not to talk about any other CRMs, but I've done Top Producer. I've done so like all of them, and Realvolve and FirePoint is my absolute favorite. Somebody said something about the $100 challenge. It says it's $100. It used to be $100. We're doing it for free now because of the coronavirus and because of the pandemic. I'm trying to serve as many people as possible. The only thing we request is that you share it with people and tell people about it. This challenge is also for local professionals and local businesses. I just wrote another book. It's geared towards local professionals and local businesses. And by the way, you real estate agents are all local professionals, so it's geared towards you too. And that will be coming out very, very soon. I just got the audio portion done. And so we're working on all of our workflows and landing pages on that. I'll just show you a picture of it real quick. This is what it, here's the name of it. So you want to take a picture of that, you can. That'll be coming out very, very soon. So if you're already seeing me on Facebook, we'll be targeting you this book too. So you'll have the opportunity to actually download it for free. We're giving away a free digital copy of it once it comes available. And why am I doing that? Because I want to get your contact information so I can future market to you, right? That's the reason why we're giving it away for free. And then we'll be upselling to the actual audio copy of it and then sending you to Amazon if you want to buy the actual book. But it's free right now. It says there's a special promo, so don't worry about that. Jason, why are you out? Okay. So guess what, everyone? Here's what I'm going to tell you, Salvador, not tech savvy. The a-hole rule. Jason, I already like you. You can join. So no one is tech savvy. I have a learning disability. Like I have a true learning disability. I have a central processing disorder. And when I was in 2nd grade, I couldn't read. So I was in special education. But you can do anything you put your mind to. And when you have an absolute blueprint and you have a support system and accountability, you can do anything. There's a study called Change or Die. And this study, basically, they took people that were dying and they told them, if you don't change your behavior, you're going to die. Like you have to stop doing X, Y, or Z, eating, drinking, or you're going to die. After a year, 90% of people in one group failed and went back. They would rather die than change their lifestyle. There was another group of people that had coaching, accountability, and support, and they were with other people that were doing the same thing. After a year, 77% of those people made it. So you are 7 times more likely to make a change and be able to do something when you have coaching, accountability, and support. So I never would have been able to get these awards or write these books or do that if I had not hired coaches to help get me there. It would be impossible. Okay. It's okay. So hold on, Fressa. I love what she said. She said it's harder for people to give you their address these days. Guess what? It's not when you develop a relationship with them. It gets easier, right? When they think they know you and they trust you. Why do you think I'm doing my challenge for free? I want you to get comfortable with me, for you to know that I'm the real deal, and for you to be like, man, I kind of like her. I can tell she's not a fraud. Like, because no one knows who to trust nowadays. I'm proving to you that I'm trustable and I know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm doing the free challenge. When you start creating content and helping and serving, tips and tricks, people start to trust you and they're much more likely to give you their information. You have to date people before you jump into bed. Okay, that's what you're doing. You're flirting. You meet somebody at a restaurant, or you meet somebody at a party. You don't just go, hey, let's get married. No, what do? You text message, you go video chat, you hold hands, you go to breakfast, you go to lunch, maybe you kiss or you hug, then you become boyfriend and girlfriend, then you get engaged, then you get married. Most marketers try to jump straight into bed. They forget the dating phase. Okay, so when you can flirt with your audience, date your audience, get them to know you, like you, and trust you, they're more likely to convert. Remember, commit to consistently producing content correctly. You're going to make a connection, so you're going to convert more clients and customers. Okay? Absolutely. Madonna, oh, you're cute. And here's the nice thing too about video is that what happens is that you attract your ideal client avatar. Okay, you attract, because people either like me or they don't, right? We lost like 25 people on the call. They didn't like me, okay? So they got off, which is fine, because you want to work with who you want to work with. So you start to enjoy your job more. You're attracting the kind of clients that already know you. When you walk in that door, they already have made up their mind pretty much. They're going to hire you, or you wouldn't be there in the first place. And when you're competing with people, I mean, I can't tell you, I compete with people all the time. So when I was, people will call me because they want a top producing agent. They don't just interview one agent ever, because I'm attracting people that are, they're doing their homework. They're kind of savvy. And so I can't tell you how many times I've seen another agent like, hi, Brian, like waving to my competitors. And I get it like every time. I'm not trying to be conceited, but I mean, my closing ratio was like 97%. And there was plenty of times where I was thinking, that person is not going to hire me because they're going to like Brian better. Brian is much more stoic, and we're so opposite, but I pretty much get it every time, because they've already kind of made up their mind, because they already sort of know me. So they either like me like that, or they like my marketing. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Thanks,
if I had to call 1,000 people to sort through them, 1,000 people that were barely interested in talking with me, and I had to sort through them and convert them, it would be a mess. But if I use my video like you do in your funnels to take that from 1,000 to 100 and then down to 10, now I can have a conversation with 10 people that are interested.
Absolutely. Let me show you guys something. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I'll show you a little bit of it, okay? Because my students pay me a lot of money for this. But I want to show you something to give you I'll show you a different one so I can show you the whole thing. So remember, your goal is to convert them before you even walk in the door. All right. So you want to be like, okay, how can I get these people to want to work with me? I finally found my screen. It's up. How can I get them to want to work with me, before I even get there? And you do that again by developing a relationship with them. So let me show you something. Remember, here's our job. Our job as agents and as marketers is to get people to understand that, and I'll repeat it, Belinda, to get people to understand that they have a problem that they don't even know about. Okay, now let me explain what I mean by that, all right? People will say, when I meet people, oh, well, the other agent said they use social media too. I'm like, okay, did they show you? Because I said, what we find is that 99.9% of agents across the country do not know how to use social media correctly. Let me show you what I mean by that. And then I show them, here's how you do it normally, where no one sees, and here's why, and here's how you do it right. And then I show them the reach and the engagements and the watch time. And they're like, wow, the other agent didn't show us that. And then I can show them examples of, hey, you see, this is the YouTube ad, and this person has 20 views, and I've got 3,000, right? And then they start to get it. So you want to show, not tell, and you want to make sure that you're telling them about things that you can do to make it better for them that they don't even realize is a problem to begin with. If somebody didn't know how important it was to utilize social media and video and all that, it wouldn't make a difference. But once you show them how important it is, okay, then they start to get it. All right, let me see downtown. I'm just trying to find something. Keep asking your questions. So somebody said something, it was the 8 C's. You want to commit to consistently producing content correctly. You're more likely to make a connection, so you're going to convert more clients and customers. Okay?
Johan says, Krista, what's your zodiac sign? You're so energetic. Are you an Aries?
I'm a Leo. I'm a Leo. Yeah. And I'm such a Leo. Yeah, I'm a Leo. You know what? I'm Italian, and my maiden name is Vitali, and that stands for vitality in Italian. And we're just my family is very much like this kind of a thing. But I'm a fire sign. That's right. But I'm a nice one. I can't find that. And you want to create videos that aren't just like real estate related. You want to create some fun ones and some funny ones, like ones that are fun to watch. Like I'll give you an example. Oh, that's a different one. Keep asking, because I can look for this. I can look for this while you guys are asking questions.
So people keep asking more questions about video. So yeah, the video stuff, like Krista said, is she mentioned earlier, just use your phone to shoot the video, but there's all kinds of video editing software and little things that can transcribe your videos for you that you can use. And I know some of that's in the challenge, and others of that are in her coaching program.
And listen, everyone, we don't want you to become video editors. Your job is not to become a video editor. Your job is to send it to Fiverr, pay 30, 40 bucks if you want to do the branded ones, right? And your job is to focus on real estate. And I get that not everyone has that money, so at first you might want to learn it, but I will tell you that, Glenda, you're cute, that the best investment you'll ever make in your business is, I think about this. I'm not saying this to brag. And of course, I went from not anyone knowing me as a coach from 0 to $7.4 million in 25 months from this exact strategy nationally. So imagine how well it can work locally when you do it right. Okay? Now mind you, for every dollar I make, I put back $1.10 right now, because my goal is like to really try to make an impact and to get out there. So it's not like I'm this millionaire, but my point is that when you learn this, there's a reason why we have so many success stories of people going from 0 to 60, from 108 to 293, from having the best month of their life in December. We only have 2 lenders in our program. Both of those lenders, like Tracy is selling 16 loans this month, her best month ever. Debbie Galvan did 74 transactions last month, her best year of her entire life. And she did more business in the second. It was all from, she started the program in April, so that was from May until December, right? So she did like 6 deals from January to May, and then from May to December, she did all the rest, because she did this consistently and she believed in herself, right? So a lot of people think it can't happen to me. It's Krista, you have a lot of energy. That's why it works for you. We have people of all ages, sizes, markets. I get the same thing from every agent. My market is saturated. There's so many realtors. That is that way everywhere. We all have a lot of competition, okay? But when you can show your value add and be very different, it's very easy to go in there and win. Like we have something called the listing process that we give our students. And we have all the Realvolve workflows. We give them the listing presentation video, the script, the slides, like all of it. And they just go in there and we teach them how to write. We give them the marketing plan, the About Me brochure, all of it. And they walk in there and it's like, we have agents that have been in the business for 15 years that say that they have never had so much ammunition to go in there and win. And I've been doing this for 19 years. I've sold over 2,000 homes, and I've been focusing on digital marketing for like 9 years. And that's what we teach people, how to digitally market. But then once you get there, how do you make sure that you convert that client? We call it, you got to marketing, right? There's different phases of the sales cycle. The first one's marketing, right? Then lead generation, lead nurture, then conversion, fulfillment and delivery, and then the 5 R's: refer, retain, by having rituals and routines. We go over all that in the challenge as well. So, I love IGTV. Yeah, IGTV, IG stories, we use all that. And in our highest level program, we teach all of that stuff. But remember, Jason, you got to slow your roll, buddy, because if you do all these things, you won't do them all well. Choose one, master it, and then move on. Okay? Jack of all trades, master of none. You want to become a master of one.
Well, other questions? I know we've skipped lots of questions, you guys, so sorry if we missed you. We tried to get to as many as we could. We had hundreds of people on the presentation today, so um,
Abigail, I have a full-time edit videographer, and the reason I have a full-time videographer is because you're selling as many homes as I do. I do professional video, professional photography on every one of them, and I create a ton of video content, so I hired a full-time videographer. And I actually did that a long time ago before I was ever even coaching, because it just made financial sense for me to have somebody, because I create so much content. But you don't have to have that. You can just do your phone, and you can send them to Fiverr, and you can find a really inexpensive videographer to help edit on Fiverr or Freelancer or something like that.
So Nicole wants to know, can you do a rundown of your team and roles on the real estate side?
Yeah. So before I was into coaching, it was pretty much just me, and I had a full-time transaction coordinator and a full-time marketing assistant. And then I added a buyer's agent because one of my coaches was like, you're missing a lot of business because you're not working with any buyers. So I hired a buyer's agent to work with my buyers. So now, because I'm doing 95% coaching and 5% real estate, but people don't understand that I'm not doing real estate because they see my videos, they see my stuff. I do a listing presentation before I meet them. In all my workflows throughout the transaction, I have a video that says, hey, tomorrow's the inspection. Be sure to do this and that. All that, again, is in Realvolve and PowerPoint. So they feel like I'm still involved. But I have my brother. He is now my listing specialist. So it's my brother who's a listing specialist, a full-time videographer and photographer, a full-time transaction coordinator, and a full-time marketer. And then I have a buyer's agent, one buyer's agent. But when people always say, oh, well, of course you sold a lot of houses. It was just, you have a team. When I sold 169 houses, it was just me, a marketer, and a transaction coordinator. No one else was licensed. And it's because of having good workflows and systems, right? Most of our agents will tell you that they're doing more business now than they've ever done, and they're working less, and they're enjoying it. Why? Because they have systems and workflows, and because, when I was selling real estate full-time, I didn't work weekends and I did not work nights. I refused to do it, only on rare occasion, and people would wait. Just like a doctor or an attorney, that's how I held I'm a specialist in what I do. I can get them the most amount of money, the best terms, and they waited. They come to me, right? Because I positioned myself as the authority figure, and that's what you want to do. I mean, it sucks to work weekends. I don't want to be doing open houses, and I don't do open houses. I haven't done open houses for years. We still don't. Occasionally, my people will do it. I won't. And I was always the top 1% without doing open houses. Again, because I'm showing my sellers, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, did you know that less than 3% of open houses, according to the National Association of Realtors, sell with open houses? The reason why agents are doing them is because they've been doing them for years and they do not understand how to use social media and digital marketing correctly. Let me show you what I mean by that. Boom. And then I go in and show them, what we do, and they're just like, oh, I hate open houses. I don't want to do them anyways, right? But everyone else is telling them open houses. And what I say is that open houses were done, yes, they work, and I understand they work, everybody, but it's so much more. I mean, imagine doing a video and getting 500 hours of watch time or 300 hours of watch time. How much more powerful that is than doing an open house. I don't want to have to make donuts for the neighbors. I want to make donuts for my own family.
So I like Belinda's question. She's been in the business for over 4 years, done pretty well. Recently moved to a new city, been very difficult. How would I market on Facebook? I'm newer to the area, don't know very many people. And the reason why I like that question is because one of the very first people I met in Krista's coaching program had just moved to Florida, I think, to Florida, and she didn't know anybody there. She's really soft-spoken. I can't remember her name.
Was it Chelsea?
Yeah, I think it was Chelsea. Yeah, she's really soft-spoken, a little shy, but
she passed away, unfortunately. But Chelsea was doing amazing. Like, she was new to the area, very, very shy, very insecure about doing video, and she was one of our top students within a year. We also have 2 agents that are in Sacramento near me, brand new agents to the area, brand new agents. No one knew them. She owned a McDonald's franchise or something, and they have a buyer's agent now. They're top producers. They're beating the top producing agents in the area, right? So many people are like that when you do it, right? So I actually have a book called 3 Clients in 30 Days. You can go online. 3 Clients in 30 Days. It basically, the premises of it is, if you went to a brand new city, you didn't know anybody at all, how would you start your business? Read that book. That whole book, you can read my whole, 20-page outline of what I would do. And it's do this. I would consistently produce content correctly, run ads behind them, target people, retarget, and kick butt. You guys have been great.
So Bettina wants to know, how do you get the watch time on your videos?
By targeting. So basically by targeting people. So I do the reach campaign and video views campaign, and I target people. And so I'm putting my videos in front of people that are more likely to watch them, and then I retarget them. So remember, when you just post on Facebook or on your business page, Facebook is only putting you in front of your friends and family. No one's seeing you. You want everyone in your communities to see you. And then on top of that, you know, you want to take old school techniques. Like if you are going to do an open house, that's great. But do it, like run an ad behind it. Get it exposure. Get people there. Show your seller what you're doing for them. Okay. Jacob, are all my books there? That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that. KristaMashore.com/books. Thank you. Jacob, you're awesome.
Oh, so I think Bettina was asking where do you actually see how much watch time you've gotten on your videos?
Oh, through the ads manager account. So they actually recently just changed it, so you can't. It doesn't show up the same as it used to. Facebook changes all the time, so we're trying to find a workaround around that. But you saw, like I showed you this, right? So remember, if you look at this, it shows you minutes viewed. So you do 60 divided by 33,000. That's 555 hours. This is again the back of the ads manager. And then I show that to my sellers. We show them, you know, marketing wise. Anything else? Okay, everyone, I think we're about winding it up, huh? I'm new at leads, and we'll definitely read your book. Thank you. Good. Shorter videos are better, Fressa. So the shorter videos are better, but again, my hair. It depends upon where they're at. So initially, I always do short videos, and research shows that if somebody sees a video is like 10 minutes long, they won't watch it. But the more that they're in,
Love it. Will you be sending a copy of this? Yes. Everybody that registered will get a recording of this webinar. Krista, you've been great today. Really appreciate it. And again, we apologize if we didn't get to your questions. We tried. Check out Krista. Go buy her books. Go do that 30-day challenge. KristaMashore.com/challenge.
Thank you.
If you need if you have any other questions about Realvolve or FirePoint, about all of our amazing systems to help you convert leads and stay in touch with your past clients, reach out to us as well at firepoint.net or realvolve.com. And please reply to those emails and let us know how we did. Give us suggestions. We would love to hear from you. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.